Ladies and gentlemen, it's the start of the new season, and I decided to try out some Hypno Double Dark. The reason I'm trying this out, well, I mean, I love Hypno Double Dark, but the OG team, by the way, but the buffs to Fire Punch and Ice Punch, which I use specifically on Hypno to take out the matchups that are really good against something like, specifically Scrafty, but Umbreon as well. Well, it really kind of just Crafty. But anyways, yeah, we're going to try this team out. Again, if you haven't seen this team, I've been using this team for like 17 seasons at this point. So a few years, and it's going to be Shadow Hypno in the front with, again, Ice Punch and Thunder Punch. Confusion is a fast attack. Scrafty is your closer, and your safe swap's going to be Umbreon. So Scrafty actually got buffed a couple seasons ago also with Thunder Punch, which I'm going to be using as well, which again also got buffed. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into the battles. It may be day one, but I don't know about y'all, but my battles were very sweaty considering this is literally my first, I think this is my second set actually, so I'm level 2 in this set. So we have the Barrel lead. Again, Barrel got buffed with Rollout, and of course, the first person I'm getting is using it. I did try to switch right there, but the timing doesn't make sense. I couldn't get out. I just wanted to catch because me being in this matchup means that there's a possibility that there could be something in the back like Primeape that I really need to get away from. So I'm going to throw this in the dip into Umbreon. Again, Umbreon just kind of a neutral matchup in this lead. Oh, I double throw and then switch into Umbreon. Oh, right. He does shield this. But look how much damage I've done to this thing, and that's just showcasing that Ice Punch is really doing quite a lot now. So it used to be that these punches were pretty bad. They're coverage moves, which is the whole reason you're using them, or I'm using them, or always have been using them on a Hypno, but now they actually like do some damage. So this is pretty great. You saw it there. You're really going to see it later, especially with Scrafty getting the buff as well. Yeah, I'm going to hit by a second Earthquake here, but I can go 3 more, go good timing. Again, they're using a 2-turn move. I'm using a 3-turn move. You want to go on odd timings. So I'm going to go after 3, throw this Foul Play to KO, and now I have a ton of energy here in the back to throw back at Barrel if they do end up coming back in with Barrel, which I assume they will. This is not going to KO or anything. I could maybe try to swap and catch him off guard with a couple counter hits, which is what I'm going to do here. I figure they're down to 1 last mon, even if this isn't that good against it, which it's not. It's the new Gliscor. Wait, what were the 3 months? Did I showcase this team? I feel like I showcased this team in my best teams video. If you haven't checked that out, definitely check that out. Maybe it'll be right here. Click it. Well, after this. But yeah, I am able to hit it with Foul Play, and actually I end up going for the Thunder Punch here, but technically I could have gone for the Foul Play. You're going to live in Aerial Ace, even though it is super effective. That's really the thing I'm most worried about, not really too worried about even an Earthquake, because if they do use the Earthquake, they'll be out of energy, and maybe I'll have enough damage for fast attacks, but they end up not shielding this, and they're actually just 2 confusions away from getting KO'd here. And I'm going to shield this, and that'll be GG. This is my 5th game of the day, by the way. Of which well, I'll tell you what I started after, I guess. Alright, Clodsire lead into Feraligatr. I end up staying in for a little bit too long, to be honest, on the Umbreon. But they're non-shadow. I'm not too scared. Probably 3 Hydro Cannons is going to be enough for me to get KO'd. Maybe not, but Umbreon is very good against Feraligatr, but I probably should have switched faster because I've given him just an insane amount of energy. But again, 2 hits going to KO from here. They end up throwing on not the worst timing in the world, but not the best. So try to be as efficient as possible, but maybe they just didn't want me to get to this move before they threw the move. But we were never in danger of getting KO'd, so not too sure on that one. But you can see this team also very strong. Obviously, Clodsire, Feraligatr, 2 of the best mons in the league last season. Going to be 2 of the best mons in the league this season. One thing we do have to figure out is what the moveset is on the Clodsire. Shield parity here. one shield and one shield. They come back into the Clodsire, and I mean, the thing is, Poison Sting is a great move for energy generation, but it's not very good for like trying to farm down this Umbreon. So I'm gonna get to many moves if he doesn't throw, and I actually decided to throw on good timing here, figuring that he wouldn't throw on CMP, but he does. They're probably going to use their lower energy move here, so this clues me in that they have Stone Edge and Earthquake. And now it's a question of, do I shield here? And I don't think I do, because I still need that shield possibly for Scrafty in the back, and Hypno is very bulky, even the Shadow version here. Okay, Mana Buzz, not the greatest for me in the back here, especially when Counter got nerfed last season, but Thunder Punch doing its damage here, and you're really going to see how much Thunder Punch does on this Scrafty. Really didn't used to really do anything, to be honest, but the reason it even looks substantial on the Hypno usually is because we're using the Shadow, which is going to give it that 20% bonus damage. But the non-Shadow here of Scrafty, this actually hits very hard. I mean, it looked like 25, somewhere in the 25 to 30% range. Not 30 though, probably like 27. But now I can just kind of like farm this down. And even if I didn't KO that, I'd let Scrafty go and then just come in with Hypno. And now I'm just going to use my biggest move because they do double resist Thunder Punch being a ground typing. And I'm going to switch over to Hypno and just farm this down. Same as the last game basically. And actually the same type of result. I'm going to shield this and let the confusion go through and that'll be GG. This is early GBL day. I mean, it's literally the first day of GBL, and I feel like battles are supposed to be relatively easy, but these are tough games. I think it stands to reason that each season everyone's getting better and better at Go Battle League or just PvP in general, so the floor of PvP has really come up. The ceiling's also still going up, but I decide here kind of the same thing I mentioned last game, but I really need that Hypno just in case there's going to be a Primeape. Again, there was a uptick of Annihilate and Primeape at the end of last season. This lag actually kind of screws me. I don't know when to throw on good timing here, so now I actually go up to 100 energy right here, which, great right now, but I'm going to have to go one more Snarl because, I mean, it doesn't hurt to go for the extra Snarl because they're always going to get the Incinerate through. So I have to go over 100 energy. When I say it doesn't hurt, I mean I'm going to have to go. I might as well go for the extra Snarl because they're going to get one through no matter what. And I'd rather get the Snarl damage in. I'm already at 100 energy though. And then I figured that this Incinerate would KO me. So I threw in the middle of the second one, but technically you can go 3 Snarls, as that's 9 turns versus 2 Incinerates is 10 turns. But I actually ended up living, which means I probably should have thrown on good timing. But it wouldn't have changed anything. But I should still be, I don't know. I just thought that Incinerate would do more. Alright, back to the Goodra. I'm going to save Scrafty for as much as I can. I can farm this all the way down at this point. Ends up being a Mantine in the back, and here's where Thunder Punch really shows a lot, because Scrafty got Thunder Punch, I believe, 3 seasons ago, and it did nowhere near that amount of damage, so nice to 70% a Mantine. It is double super effective still, which you would think it would KO, but it's still not the #1 hardest hitting move in the world, and Scrafty doesn't have stab, so it's not the same type attack bonus. He doesn't have electric typing. They end up switching here into Skarmory, and this is where you're going to see again Thunder Punch doing a lot more damage than normal. I end up coming in with the Umbreon. I'm going to let them throw first no matter what, even if I get to the energy, which they end up throwing before, because I don't get KO'd by a Brave Bird or anything like that. They end up throwing the Brave Bird. Again, they have a 2-turn move. I have a 3-turn move. I'm going to go 3 and then go for the Foul Play before they can get to another move. And this will KO, obviously, especially since they have the 2x debuff to their defense. They end up coming in with Lapras. Now, Lapras, this is maybe the first Mons that I'm seeing that aren't like extremely good, but Lapras used to be #1 in like season 1 through 5 maybe. Lapras was everywhere. But nowadays you don't see it, and you definitely don't see it with this fast attack. I believe this is Frost Breath, which is not a great fast attack. If you are going to use it, Ice Shard is definitely the way to use it, and it is kind of fringe. You don't see it that much. You see more Frost Blast than you see of Lapras, but They do have Rage Fist here, which technically you would live, but I'm not stressing for shields here, so I'm gonna go for the farm down. They end up having Night Slash, which means it was like a primate before the community day, which would use Night Slash cross chop. All right, for Alligator, really tough lead here. If we gain energy on Hypno later, we can definitely throw Thunder Punches into this. This person, okay, one thing. So this person's even better than my previous opponents, which were pretty good in general. They saw that I had one turn lag on the switch in, so they took advantage of that by throwing on what would be bad timing on Shadow Claw, but is not bad timing because I had the one turn switch in, which is a normal Niantic thing. It's not like, I don't know, it's like 50-50 whether or not you get lag, I guess, but it's not a big deal. So they throw on extremely good timing. Noticing that is already high level, and then they end up catching here because, well, even in my mind I was like, I will wait for 2 Shadow Claws, and then I didn't do it. So, but this matchup's actually not that bad, especially this Mandibuzz having Snarl means that it can only really throw Aerial Ace into the Umbreon, which is still just not a great move, even though it did get buffed like 3 seasons ago. And this is kind of the matchup I want this to be in. Actually, best case scenario would be something like them throwing a move at Umbreon to KO Umbreon, them being very low and not being able to throw a move, and then Scrafty coming in to farm down before they can throw a move. Now, that's asking a lot because they get to be in this matchup for however long they choose to be. They're always going to have 2 moves available whenever they want, so they can always KO this Umbreon. Basically whenever they feel like it, because this move's not going to KO, and it's going to take me at least 4 Snarls to get to another move. Although they're pretty low here, maybe I can go for Foul Play in 3, but they recognize that. They're doubled up on Aerial Aces at this point. But I'm hoping that they just assume that Hypno's coming in, but they've already shown to be a pretty good opponent. They wait the turn, they see that it's Scrafty, they throw Aerial Ace. But I am going to get the farm down, and that's still something at the end of the day. I'm going to be getting a little bit of a lead. They do have, we have to remember they have one Shadow Claw into for Alligator, but I've already decided my game plan here. I'm going to go for the full farm down. Now, I might take a shield somewhere in between, but the basic idea is that this will get farmed down, and I probably should take a shield before they get to the next move. You do not win CMP, so you want to throw before. And they can decide to shield or not here. They actually do end up shielding, and it makes me think, okay, they're really weak to Scrafty. But I was already in on the game plan of farming them all the way down at this point, so I'm fine with this. I will get the farm down here in 5, so they will not get another move off. And I have a lot of energy coming into the last matchup. Ends up being Diggersby. I'm going to go up to 2 foul plays, throw both, and then an Ice Punch, and hope that that's enough. If they do shield one of the foul plays, that would be perfect for me. I could also stay in for some amount of time and get counter damage in, but I can also do that later, and they'll be more pressured by the Hypno here, considering that this first Ice Punch will probably KO this Diggersby. Well, maybe not. It is buffed. It'll KO, and I think the old version would definitely not. This is super effective, though, and yeah, pretty good. All right, so showcasing, I guess, showing that I got the 5-0 here. Yeah, there you go, 5 wins, and I'm 10 out of 10 for the start of this season, so that's pretty sweet. You might catch that other team tomorrow, but yeah. This season's starting off really well. Obviously, 10 out of 10, the best start you could have. I will say that, yeah, again, the floor has really come up, so it's going to be very hard, I think, to actually win a ton of battles. But, yeah, starting as well as can be, and I just wanted to showcase Double Dark here, especially with buffs to 3 of the moves on 3 of the charge attacks out of 6 of the charge attacks that are even on this team. So big buffs coming in here for Double Dark. Maybe, I think it'll be tough. I think Hypno has gained a lot from this buff. Will it be meta? No. Will it be on the fringe of meta? It's maybe. It's been very far out for a long time. Maybe I have PB Poke pulled up. Maybe I should have looked it up at some point. it's still super low on the list. It's actually 280 Pokemon. I think that's using Shadow Ball, and I think that's a mistake. But yeah, Confusion's a bit of a rough move. It just takes a long time to do its damage, so that's, I think, what's really holding it back at this point. If it gets freaking Psywave next season, oof, that'll be the end of it. Maybe it'll get a community day, actually. Anyways, this video has gone kind of long. Thank you so much for your support here on YouTube. If you haven't, definitely hit the subscribe button. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the start of the new season, and you know what that means. We're going to try out... Well, there's... Okay, wait. Let's put this in the blue. Hey, thank you for watching the video, and if you want to continue to support me, definitely click that subscribe button. You'll see any content coming out, and if you want another video on this same league for some more tips and tricks to other teams, check that video out right there, and I'll see you in the next one.